Hey y'all, it's me, Beth, again. Want to look at the exercise, the close reading exercise that's due this Sunday. And I'd like to look specifically at what it is. With this exercise, this is not an essay, this is not a summary. I'd like you to pick an article different from these one that you summarized for last week, preferably by the same author, because I'd like you this term to get very familiar with one writer's techniques, that writer's style, so that you can decide whether you want to use it, implement it, or discard it completely. So for this one, I am asking you to look right here. Here's the assignment itself. And here we go. This is not an essay, as I said before. Instead, it's a series of, 8 questions. What I'm asking you to do, number one, what's the title of your text? I want you to get used to using MLA citations. That's what we'll be using in this course. I've given you different ways of finding it. First is through the Lane Library, the Noodle tools. And then the other one is, if you find this one easier, the OWL at Purdue. Purdue has one of the first online writing labs and still one of the best. I've given you an example of what it would look like. This should be double-spaced, of course, but the name of the author, the title of the article in quotation marks, not italicized, the title of the newspaper it appears in, New York Times, italicized, the date, and the URL. Then I'm asking, what is the topic of the article? What is this person writing about? What do you know about the author's viewpoint on that particular issue? Is this person conservative? Are they liberal? Do they have a background in the subject? And I'm even put in here that you can use Wikipedia. We never cite Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is an excellent place to start in broad research terms. I'm asking you for the thesis to write a quotation of exactly what the thesis is, and then I want you to paraphrase it. Remember, we've talked about paraphrasing this week a lot. Who is the audience? The audience, this is published in the New York Times, so it's obviously an educated person who is concerned about the subject. But look to see if you can make it more precise. Then, what is the call to action? What does the author want his or her reader to actually do? Does he or she want you to donate money, to change your lifestyle, to vote for a specific person? Then what kind of evidence do they use? And I've given you expert testimony, personal anecdote, case studies, data. What are they using to prove their point? It's not just their opinion, it's something else. And then what are they arguing in each paragraph? Now, please remember, many of these have several paragraphs. So actually what I'm asking you to do is basically outline what their points are. Point one, this. Point two, this. If it goes by paragraph, that's fine. Otherwise, do not worry about it. Now, let me give you the example. I've given you an example here. Excuse me. Let's see if I can get this. Sorry. The example here. Here is the citation. So number one. So what I've done this is for an article by David Brooks. And it was back in 2016, so this is fairly old, How to Repair Moral Capital. You have the citation here. Then the topic. Notice the topic is a phrase, not a complete sentence. It's a moral dilemma facing the U.S. in the presidential debates. This is 20th of October, so this was before the presidential election. Author's viewpoint, I'm telling you he's a conservative Republican. There's no reason to include any facts not relevant. So I don't care what his religion is, his age, anything like that, unless it's relevant. His thesis, in his words, I've quoted exactly what his is, and then I've paraphrased it. Should be a complete sentence. His audience, I think Americans, because he's using we are now in a country, so at least residents in this country, people who care about moral values, probably educated people who care about the current elections. Purpose, what does he want us to do? He wants us to denounce, I'm sorry, Donald Trump's behavior and words. I guess for this one we've got a very biased point of view, so my apologies to anybody who disagrees with it, but I'm trying to be objective here. Evidence to support, and then examples, and then a quotation here. Then I have basically charted out the essay by paragraphs. What is he saying in each paragraph? That's all I'm expecting of you. It shouldn't take long. What should take the longest time is finding the article you want and reading it until you absolutely understand what they're talking about. If you have any questions, please talk to me. I'd be glad to help you.